Welcome to Ecomm Cowboy. This is D2C's daily show where we believe ads are not bad, ignorance is expensive, and the American dream is alive and well on the wild west of the internet today. It is Wednesday, May 27th, 2026. In the year of our Lord, we're coming to you live and in living color from the unofficial home of internet entrepreneurs hidden in the hills of Austin, Texas. We're brought to you by Northbeam, Incense, Seguno, Postscript, Rocked, After Sale, Axon by AppLovin, Proxima, and Universal Ads. And we have got a jam-packed show for you today. Figure Humanoids has joined Catalyst Brands to deploy their robots all over the warehouses that ever exist. Catalyst Brands, if you don't know, it is the JCPenney's of the world, the Brooks Brothers of the world. Very interesting. Some would say, oh, these are dying brands. But let's see these humanoids at work. And just goes to show you, you live stream a little bit, you can get an incredible partnership. Next, Hooters is undergoing a family rebrand. Is this going to work? Is it the move? It is interesting to say the least. We're going to get into it. The founder of Everlane is starting over completely. If you haven't been following, Everlane, the trusted sourcing ethically, that was bought by Sheen. Founder of Everlane starting over completely, no VC, no private equity. We're going to talk about it. And maybe Eli Lilly has solved LDL cholesterol. Hard to say. We will get into it. Leandro Cabrini, founder and CEO of Proppel Sourcing, top tier Latin American talent for US and UK e-commerce. He's going to be joining us on the show today. In addition to Will Nitze, founder and CEO of IQ Bar, going to be coming to us at 1:10 p.m. Central Standard Time. And also Tal Bar-Or, CEO, founder of Altina Hearing Eyewear, AI-powered hearing eyewear. He's going to be coming to us and talking about what they are bringing to market. As always, I'm joined by my partner in crime, Colin Doherty. Colin, get in here. Get inside this show. Get in here.
Let's go.
Boy, exciting day. And not just because I watched Devil Wears Prada for the first time last night. Exciting day. Huge news on the timeline. I see you yapping and coming forth as a yap king, as one ought to in 2026. Shout out TJ. And shout out our man Ben Corcari up in Canada. Figure has formed a partnership here with Catalyst Brands. Big news on the timeline as their live streams have been incredibly, I wouldn't know, breathtaking's not the word, but captivating, very captivating, very captivating. Yeah. What has been the outcome of all of those live streams? I don't know if this deal was in the works before they happened, but it is here. And now this tweet comes to us from the Figure robot. It says, today we're announcing Figure has signed a commercial agreement with Catalyst Brands to deploy humanoid robots at scale. Catalyst operates iconic brands, true, including JCPenney, Aeropostale, and Brooks Brothers. Figure will start initial deployment in Reno, Nevada. A little more details. A short blog, just to give us some more details around the announcement here. I'm moving forward here, Jack. Today, we are announcing a commercial agreement with Catalyst Brands. Catalyst Brands operates iconic retail brands, JCPenney, Aeropostale, Brooks Brothers, is an ambition expansion phase. Figure's next-gen robots provide Catalyst with a flexible solution that can be deployed across a diverse, multi-brand portfolio instantly. The partnership will establish the playbook. Ooh, interesting. Partnership will establish the playbook for how AI-driven hardware can serve as a primary growth engine. Jack, if you have this, pull it up. For modern holding companies, this announcement underpins the commercial momentum as Figure continues to lead the transformation of the global workforce. Number one, deployment at scale. We are seamlessly integrating into Catalyst's distribution facility. Humanoids are the only form factor with this ability. Number two, workforce modernization. By automating routine, repetitive tasks, we are enabling associates to shift toward higher value work. An interesting turn of phrase there. Number 3, strategic ecosystem alignment. This agreement marks the first commercial bridge between Figure and a portfolio company of Brookfield as a shared investor in both companies. Aha, Brookfield shared investor in both companies. Brookfield's support reflects a unified vision for the future of industrial automation. Before we get into comments on this, Colin, your thoughts on this? I think it's big. I think it's exciting. I'm interested to see, like, how does this actually play out? Does it work? Does it save them money? Does it make them more efficient? Does revenue go up and to the right from here, or does this kind of lead to more headaches on the back end of actually operating a significant business across Catalyst portfolio?
Yeah, I would imagine that Catalyst got a pretty sweet deal on this for the fact that they are just basically the beta users of this. I find it interesting that they're immediately going to a holding company as the first inroad to this. You would think they would do individual brands, but you understand the necessity for holding companies to have these types of functionalities, because basically the process and the thesis for a holding company is you're going to roll up all these brands underneath of you under one umbrella portfolio brand. And then as a result of that, you get to smash your COGS, you get to smash your back end OpEx. And then as a result of that, your margin just substantially increases overall for the net umbrella company. So hypothetically, this is an absolutely perfect fit for both parties. So they get a lot of training data. What I want to see, and I think you'll appreciate this after watching Devil Wears Prada, is if these guys are going to be actually sorting this stuff, I want them rocking some Brooks Brothers shirts, pants. I want them decked out in the company that they're actually using it for. Yeah,
I do. I want to see that, and actually, that shows up in some of our comments. I think it's only fitting. I will say, makes sense. Brookfield is an investor in both, so makes sense. Hey, let's kind of bring this together here, make a little neat marriage. Bring me back here, Jack. I'm not ready. Jack. I'm not ready. We've got fire comments here, and we teased him a little bit here, but I think this makes sense. Brookfield investor in both, bringing together a little happy marriage, and let's see how it works. Test case for Figure. One would think, does this work? I still have questions. I have questions. Like, is this thing going to actually make them more money at the end of the day? I think enabling, let's say, let me quote, enabling associates to shift toward higher value work. I think that's a great turn of phrase.
That's it.
I think it's a great turn of phrase. I think probably what that means is, like, we don't need as many people like on the line, like turning packages, and you don't need as many humans, I would think, is what that means. Again, it's not the messaging everybody wants to hear, but if this can work and it doesn't cost them as much money, of course, like reindustrialize America, everybody wants like more manufacturing and things like this to come. And so I do think in total, we do want robots to do more things inside of workspaces like this so that America can have more output, and truly enable humans to do higher value tasks with their brain.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how it works. So I want to see more live stream. Like, I want to actually see it. Now that they have teased this, I want to see a camera inside of Catalyst. And I feel like because Brookfield investor in both, probably a good move. Like, let's set it up and let me see Rosie and let me see Bob. Let me see them rocking Brooks Brothers and making this happen inside of the warehouse. I feel like it's a win for everybody.
Also, give me Bob's POV. You know what I mean? Like, let me see what
that's
he's seeing.
Juicy. That's juicy.
His POV. And then you can switch between the two where it's like, oh, cool, I'll see these guys, then I'll go to Bob. And then I'll see the other, like, ominous robots behind him that are just chilling.
And because they're synced, one would think like you can get their stream of of consciousness, but one would think you can get their
display.
Their display. And like switch between the two. Like, that would be incredibly interesting. I feel like that would like help them sell more, one would think. I feel like
100%.
Like this was on the timeline yesterday. 90% of startups is sales and marketing. talk about an incredible sales and marketing things. Like, keep this live stream thing going.
Yeah.
I feel like they've got such a good motion with this, and I think they need to do it more with Brooks Brothers and JCPenney and such in tow. A lot of people bagging on JCPenney and Brooks Brothers in the comments, but I'm still a fan. I'm still a big fan of Brooks Brothers, especially. Let us go to the comments now. Okay, Jack, bring us up our first comment, which I thought was
vibes. Absolute vibes.
JCPenney's photo shoots are going to be lit. Yes,
Vibes.
they are. Did you ever get at one of those awkward 90s like JCPenney photo shoots things when you were growing up?
This was our wedding photo shoot.
No, it wasn't. It was.
Yeah, it was.
But
yeah, we stopped at JCPenney.
If you were hugging a humanoid in your wedding photos, they would already be going viral. I feel like that's a move that you should do for your personal profile right now. Like, while we're talking, I think you should have chat pull that up.
Just rock and roll.
Just rock and roll with that. And, just a little rage bait, Force my wife to take a photo with anyway. Next, let's see what we've got next here. What do we have next here? Imagine trying to steal a shirt, then a mannequin grabs your wrist.
Horrifying.
This is one thing to make clear. There's a lot of chatter on them deploying these things like in the retail store. Not, that's not the move. That's not what's happening here. They're stuffing the clankers in the back. Okay.
Whoa.
They're stuffing They are stuffing the clankers back in the warehouse. That's what's happening. I think that's the appropriate move at this point. Maybe someday there is like a, big Hero 6 kind of, delightful robot that everyone likes to interact with out on the retail floor, but not at this time. Is that fair?
Yeah, I saw a video yesterday of a Dallas guy who tried to check his robot into his flight, and like he's walking with him in the check line. And then he's like, the robot's actually kind of cool. He's got like a chill vibe, and he bought a seat for him and everything. So the robot like sat with him. But then immediately they ban robots from airlines like the day after.
Not cool.
Not cool.
Not cool.
This guy was giving such cool vibes in the line waiting. And he's like, Nux, but let's go. And he's like pumped to fly. And then they immediately ban him. It's what the heck?
I think that you are continually intrigued by this idea of robot friendship. Is that fair?
Dude, just like a little guy to be like, yo, what's up, dude? How's your day? He's like, yeah, I'm chilling today. I'm just messing with your yard today.
I just feel like that. I mean, I would like to try it, but I feel like that experience is going to fall flat. I mean, talking with chat is like,
oh,
golly,
or Alexa,
a disappointing experience.
Dude,
every single time.
My neighbors were having a cookout like 2 weeks ago, and they were yelling at Alexa probably 15 times in a row to play one song. I was like, at this point, you can just go up and change the actual iPod. You don't have to keep yelling at her.
Yeah, change the pod. Alexa, it's not the right one.
Alexa, not this version. And you're like, oh my God, just go up to it.
Yeah, the vibe is just to use your fingers at this point.
Yeah,
that's the vibe.
It's crazy.
There's I've referenced him before, but there's a YouTuber that I love to listen to. I think he purposefully kind of speaks with a slur. He's always kind of portraying himself as like a dummy-o who's talking to the AI. And the AI's got this like smooth kind of buttery voice, it's, oh, I hear you. Yeah. I'm more of a companion in this, the AI's like got this smooth voice, but he's always interrupting him. And by the time I finish the video, like I'm frustrated. Even I'm frustrated just listening to the conversation.
Yeah.
So I'm here. I'm here for Clanker friendship, but I want it to improve before I get there. Okay, last comment here. I think this is what we all want to see. If Bob and Rosie are packaging Aeropostale, we want to see them decked out. Truman Show brand, Jesus. B2B live stream. I want to see the robots decked out in the wares, and I want to see them doing this in the warehouse. I think it'd be wildly entertaining and continue to help with their sales pipeline beyond Catalyst brands. Fair?
Completely agree. Completely 100% agree. I think this would be so funny.
And we welcome Brett Adcock to come on the show, and we want to talk more. We want to talk this more because we find it fascinating. Now, as we move forward to our stories of the day, ladies and gentlemen, let us talk about Proxima AI. Your buyer data already knows the ad you need to make next. It already knows. The problem is you can't get the data. You can't get the inputs from your data, and that is the problem that Proxima solves. Most marketers, they just kind of brief from instinct. What ad worked? How can we iterate on it? Let me hand this off to the creative team. The problem isn't your effort, it's that you can't read the signal that your data is already giving to you. Signal from your actual buyer. Proxima changes that by reading your data against conversions across 2,000 plus e-commerce brands, showing you exactly who's buying what they're responding to, and where the gaps are in your account. You just connect your Meta, connect your Shopify, okay? And then buyer segments are going to start showing up, and you are going to get the inputs on what they are reacting to, what they're responding to, and you get a feed of creative briefs coming at you as a result, all mapped back and grounded in Proxima's commerce graph. So this is data your competitors don't have access to, but now you do if you begin working with them. See who bought, see what to make next. Connect your store, get a feed of briefs. First 3 every month are free. Go to Proxima, stop the slop. Proxima AI, many thanks for them being part of the show. Now, interesting follow-up here on Everlane. I know that you saw this. A lot of people tweeting about this. Nick Shack tweeting about it. Founder of Everlane, starting something totally new. This scoop came to us via Lauren Sherman. She says, scoop, which is a great way to start your tweet, by the way. Michael Praisman, founder of Everlane, is starting something new in reaction to the company's sale to Shein last week. The landing page here is called stillradical.com. Great domain, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't know how long he's been holding on to that one. You go to the homepage. I'm reading the homepage now. You can bring us back, Jack, if you don't have this. He says this: I started Everlane in 2011. It's a very simple homepage. I mean, there's like no homepage. It's like a paragraph of text. I started Everlane in 2011. Last week, the current management team sold it to Shein. Dripping with emotion in that sentence. So we're starting over. Same principles, but a new take. And this time, no venture capital, no private equity. Sign up is required. I'll email you. Michael Praisman, founder of Everlane. Enter your email, submit. Right now, 44,000 signups since this went live yesterday. What do you think of this, Colin Doherty?
If that isn't a guy that's dripping with some new hatred, I don't know what is. I mean, just that little section is basically saying, like, I'm going to do this without everybody. The new management team can have fun with Shein. I'm going to do this without VCs. I'm going to do this without private equity. I'm going to build what I want to build. And if you want to find out, I'll email you. If not, I don't care about you. Just an absolute sniper's position on everyone, just saying, I don't care. You're not going to find me. I'm like kind of rich now. Bye.
Is he though? Is he? I don't know if he is. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I hope so. I hope that he's very rich, but I don't. I'm questioning because I feel like they sold for like as much debt as they had, right?
Yeah, but I mean, he was probably paid along the way pretty handsomely.
Yeah, I hope so. He deserves it.
But I would say there's a piece of this that's really interesting in the fact that Still Radical might, you don't know what it is. So if it's consumer clothing, then he would have had to have worked out a non-compete clause that allowed him to still build this before they actually sold to Everlane, because you just like can't jump right into the next thing, even though you just sold the existing thing. There is like a period of non-compete unless there is some, very direct clause that states otherwise. And so potentially he already knew he was going to do this months ago and probably worked it out with Shein that like, hey, I'm going to be doing this. You have to agree to this for the sale of Everlane. So he was kind of already planning his exit, in my opinion.
I hope I hope this like non-compete typical arrangement like doesn't exist. And I hope he can launch this thing like in a couple of days or a couple of months. Like that's what
Well,
I hope.
that's what it sounds like. He already negotiated pre-sale, but I'm going to be very curious what it actually is. I don't think it's going to be clothing.
You don't?
Um, I don't know. I just don't think it's going to be clothing. I think he's probably just tired of it. I will be shocked if it's clothing. If it is, I mean, cool. That's exciting. But I'll be really excited to see what this is.
You know what I want to see? I want to see him come right back. Same ethos, same values, all the things. Obviously, that is the case. And I want to see him come back and do clothes, but with Kaya Rhodes at Anatar and like made in the USA. And like, I think that would be so sick. I think that would be so cool, especially on the back of, you know, being bought by Shein and the controversy there and everything. And you can pick up in these words, no VC, no private equity. We're running it back. I mean, you can pick up, he's got feeling inside of these sentences. What I hope is that we don't have to wait for 2 years and then, you know, this thing still radical, like becomes whatever it is, whatever it's going to be. I hope we don't have to wait 2 years. I want to see this thing ASAP.
Why should it just be like AI data centers? It's just like totally not consumer D2C.
Well, you know the weird thing. This is not even in the run of show, but Rumble, the media company, like the YouTube, the alt YouTube. You know Rumble?
Yeah, of course.
They have completely pivoted from what they are doing, and now they are like AI infrastructure. They literally are. They literally are. Like this happened today. Did you know this?
Yeah, I think Jake Paul's like a pretty substantial investor in them too.
It's let me just read it while I'm just gonna Google Rumble pivot. I did not put that, and guess what? The stock soars. Rumble stock soars after CEO bets big on AI compute pivot. So they're pivoting to AI compute. Like, what's going to happen to their media thing? I don't know. What's happening to their video platform?
I'm like 99% sure that he is an investor. He's not an investor in Rumble. Never mind. My bad, folks. My bad.
Somebody is. Yeah. But anyway, it will be interesting to see. Back to our world. It will be interesting to see what founder of Everlane does. When you are ready, we welcome you to the show, Michael. We want to hear about it. We want to talk about it.
Absolutely.
I don't know if he's on Twitter, but we need to find him and email him. Come here. Tell us about it. We are for you and excited about what is coming next. Next story here. Eli Lilly solves cholesterol. Cholesterol doesn't exist anymore. This tweet comes to us via Cremieux, Ruquiel. I don't know how you say this, but I think it's probably Cremieux is what I would think. And he was on, he or she was on monitoring the situation yesterday and talked to this. Eli Lilly has done it. They've gone and made what seems to be a powerful permanent gene therapy for LDL cholesterol. That means they'll be able to effectively prevent most heart disease with a single infusion. And then
think about that.
We've got graphs here. I don't know what these graphs graphs really mean, but they're impressive nonetheless.
Yeah.
Your point here. Think about this. That's crazy. I would guess this is real.
Super real. Eli Lilly's stock unfazed by it, which is absolutely bananas because markets don't like single infusion. They want something you can subscribe to or pay for a ton. And so curing diseases is not profitable. But it seems that Eli Lilly has probably figured out a cure for heart disease and this will probably be released, I would say, within 7 to 8 years. They have to go through a bunch of clinical stuff.
Oh, really?
But one of my favorite things is like somebody retweeted this and was like, bros, we just got to live for 7 to 8 more years and then all heart disease is gone.
kind of crazy, right?
Well,
it's like Brian Johnson's whole deal.
Yeah. Like this is my whole thesis for like why AI is so exciting is that we can start to move at such a fast clip on breakthrough innovation for pharma and medical, where you start to like get rid of heart disease, or you start to get rid of like any type of crazy disease that's affecting us substantially because AI models are working on it instead of, human scientists.
It's bananas to think about. It's bananas. It's bananas to think about, and it makes me wonder. I mean, I kind of feel like don't die, like never die. Like I don't know how that's going to happen unless you upload my brain to the matrix. But
Yeah.
I do. I mean, it does seem like unless there's like some big hidden trick in all this deal. I mean, it does seem like everybody's going to be living a lot longer if
So long.
I can get the magic shot in about 7 or 8 years. I can at least delay what I would think potential heart attack I might experience at some point. It's kind of crazy to think about, and I'm even like, I take your explanation here to be what it is. It's crazy to me that the stock didn't move like after this announcement. I would think
Stocks up. The stock's up 1.5% today. Barely anything.
Okay,
Just a dot.
Wow. I would say no more heart disease. I would expect you're going to throw many trillions at me, but maybe not.
Well, this is the same company. Eli Lilly is the beast of a pharma company. This is the same company that is patented the GLP-3, which will be the most successful drug of all time. And
that one you got to take a lot. You got to take that one a lot forever, right?
They're just they're gonna be a freaking mega trillion-dollar company once that drops. And it's just, all this. They also just acquired 3 other businesses yesterday. Like they're just on a tear. Like I am so bullish on them. It's incredible.
The next tweet here, recap from Cremieux.
There you go.
His recap from his appearance on MTS yesterday. Eli Lilly is pursuing a 1-dose drug for preventing most heart disease, a vaccine for chlamydia, a vaccine for gonorrhea, vaccine for Epstein-Barr, don't know what that is, a drug that lets you stay awake longer and feel more rested. I don't know what that is. I mean, that sounds like meth, but I guess you don't sleep with meth.
Crazy.
Anyway, his recap here, it is a golden age of pharma. And one would think, largely powered by AI.
It's unbelievable. I mean, any one of these little dashes could be its own pharma company, and it would be an insane breakthrough. But for this to all live under one umbrella is kind of bananas.
So let me ask this. All our telehealth brethren out here, are they going to be able to participate in this, or this is like gated Eli Lilly? They're the only ones that can sell this stuff.
So that's the whole issue right now is like they have a patent on a lot of things, but patents don't stay forever. I mean, everybody knows what happened when Viagra stopped getting the patent for what was Viagra. Then Blue Chew took over and a bunch of other companies took over. So people are just watching Eli Lilly like a hawk and watching these patents like a hawk to then basically spring up a new company once the patent expires. It's really interesting because they will basically let a patent expire because they're just working on kind of more exciting things. And so it's hilarious at this scale, a $10 million, $20 million company, $30 million company isn't interesting to them, Wild. And so that's still an opportunity for you, even though it's not that interesting for them. They want $1 trillion opportunities. So it's just kind of like these things are just kind of leaking off of them.
Patent takes what, 20 years, or how long does it take for a patent to like go off? Do you know? I don't know.
It depends on how long. I'm pretty sure it's how long you actually get it.
Interesting. Well, we shall see. Methinks the telehealth gremlins, 15, 20 years. Methinks the telehealth operators in our space will be closely watching it and counting down the hours and minutes for when those patents roll off. Last story of the day here, Hooters with the family rebrand. I don't know if they can pull it off, but it is interesting to say the least. This story comes to us by way of the New York Times. Hooters says, bring the kids. Chain known for skimpy uniforms and, quote, bikini nights is trying to change its image. Hooters onesie, anyone. Okay, I want to read some of this, and because it is kind of wild to think about if you were born in the 80s or early 90s. It is kind of wild. But I do think there's a chance that they can do this. I do think there is a chance that this is possible. And the like founders, owners, they are so bullish on this that they are buying they're buying restaurants back up. They are buying Hooters back up to deploy the family rebrand across, I think, 160 restaurants. Now, I'm going to read some of this. Okay. It's a crisp spring night. A crisp spring night. And the 25 televisions at Hooters are showing baseball, hockey, and basketball, much like you would find at Chili's or Applebee's. Okay.
Yeah.
For decades, the chain has provided a haven for men who like to congregate over cold beer, hot chicken wings, and hotter waitresses. New York Times. Okay. On a night like this, the Hooters in East Brunswick, New Jersey should be packed, and it is. But in addition to the guys watching sports, the place is filled with children and their parents. Huh? Interesting trend, Colin Doherty. Beneath a sign that reads, "Caution, blondes thinking," a 6-year-old girl sips soda through a bendy straw. Nearby, members of a middle school baseball team wolf down funnel fries at a table printed with Hooters swimsuit calendar girls. Okay, maybe you got to change that one, I think. In a corner, a server wearing hot pants hands balloons and crayons to young girls fresh off a dance performance. You get the scene here. You get the scene.
Yeah.
The bigger story here is that this is official, and they are totally going for this at scale. Hooters was founded in 1983 by 6 Florida businessmen who, quote, got together to open a place they couldn't get kicked out of. At the first Hooters in Clearwater, Florida, an all-female waitstaff and revealing outfits served wings, burgers, and beer. The founders soon opened more locations. At its peak, they had, how many would you guess? How many restaurants at its peak?
Hooters peak 200.
420 restaurants.
Wow.
42 states and 29 countries. And for 3 years, they had Hooters Airline. After a series of ownership changes, the company was more or less split in two: Hooters Inc., branch controlled by the founders, and Hooters of America, which was run by the franchisors. As the waitstaff uniforms grew skimpier at many locations, Hooters Inc. and Hooters of America had disagreements over the company's brand identity. So business suffers, 2008 recession, blah, blah, blah. Hooters of America closed dozens of locations, Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection in March 2025. In recent months, the original owners have moved to reclaim much of the business, acquiring roughly 140 locations with a plan to re-Hooterize the brand. This is quotes here, re-Hooterize the brand. This is official. Okay, the effort is led by Neil Kiefer, who was once the founder's lawyer and is now the chief executive. And he aims to return Hooters to what he described as its core identity, a casual place with a family-friendly vibe. He says this is core identity here. Would you agree, Colin?
This is crazy. This is a crazy idea to try to rebrand this. I'm going to paint a picture for you. You ready for this?
Yes.
Dad with his family.
Yeah.
Hey, honey, you know where we should go tonight? Let's go. Let's take the kids to Hooters. And your wife's like, absolutely not. You're like, no. Seriously, they just rebranded. I swear. And she's like, seriously, get out of here. We're not going to Hooters. This is such a mistake. I don't think they're going to get people to actually shift over to this. I will say this. They should have flipped and immediately leaned the other way and just started getting a bunch of viral OnlyFans girls in there. And then just getting it that way. This mistake of like going to, I'm gonna appease the family and I'm gonna appease the wife and get everybody in here as a family establishment. Bananas.
I totally disagree. I totally disagree.
You think this is gonna work?
It is bananas. I do think it can work. Let me tell you why.
No shot.
I totally think this can work. Number one, Chili's. Number two, fast casual restaurant for years. And the food that Hooters and Chili's serves, they're not that different. I mean, the only difference is like Hooters has incredible wings. Like, that's the difference, you know? And there's like no kind of like Southwestern-ish offerings, you know, which Chili's has some. So there's going to be a lot of families And there's going to be a lot of moms. There's going to be a lot of women who are saying like, yeah, actually, I would love some wings. Like, is there a place where I can go sit down and we can have wings? It exists. Okay. It's out there somewhere. And I will say, I think the, like, you know, girly bar, these are like, you know, like the whole point of this being like the waitresses are incredibly good looking and they're wearing revealing like clothing. Like what people wear today and what people wore in like the early 90s and the 80s when this thing was founded, very different, very different. I would say like, you know, what the waitresses are wearing now, it's kind of like typical workout wear. I'm just, you know, that's no shade to anybody. And I had a great friend growing up. She was a Hooters waitress for a time. And you know what, like, you know, it's no shade to anybody. Okay. But I'm just saying, like what people wear, like kind of has changed, like so much so that, you know, maybe they adjust the, you know, waitress uniform a little more. I don't even know if anybody questions it. I think the like overhang is that like, hey, when we were growing up, this was kind of like a naughty place that you don't go to. I think that's like the main thing. And
they're not going to beat that.
If they can get rid of the like calendar pictures at the table, okay, no more bikini nights, okay, and more crayons, and maybe you just the waitress wear a little bit. I think families are gonna dig. They're gonna dig. Let me get a great burger or great wings, and my kids are happy because they like it. I think it's possible. Beach theme.
Too much competition.
That's what they're going for. This is like a beach themed restaurant, beach themed, family friendly. I think it's possible.
No shot. Yeah, I mean, there's no shot this works out. Like absolutely zero shot. And when this dies in 6 months, I'm going to let you know, and I'm going to be like, hey, just to let you know, I was right about that. When
we will track it. We will track it.
We should. Yeah, we should track it on. We can track it on this hero market thing. Have you seen this?
I have. I've talked with Brian Sugar, you know, a little bit on Hero Market as of late.
I just joined the closed beta.
You did? I signed up. I didn't know it was available. I need to like you know, join. Is it like officially like those who have joined can like see it now?
Nah, it's still closed, but
still close.
I'm excited.
But we will track it. Jack, we need to write this down as a note. I think it's totally possible to rebrand.
No shot.
I think it's possible. They've got a mountain to climb in the millennial mindset. Okay. But I think it's possible. And you know what? Gen Z and below, like they'll never even know. I think it's possible. We will see.
There's no shot this works.
Now, speaking of no shot, sometimes people think there's no shot I can find a great video editor. Where do they come from? They're too expensive. Where are they? Well, we are about to talk to the man who knows, the one and only Leandro Cabrini, founder of Proppel. He is coming here, and he has carved out the way to source top tier Latin American talent for US and UK based e-commerce businesses. He is coming to us right now. We're going to talk about finding those persons and bringing them into your business to go up into the right forever. Before he comes, let us talk about incense. Ladies and gentlemen, don't we all want better ads? Yeah, we do. And we'd like actual human creators to be involved, but the process is disjointed. Finding them, manually negotiating usage rights, etc. It is a headache. That is why Incense exists. It is the all-in-one UGC and influencer marketing platform that makes creative scalable. Vetted creator marketplace. Okay, automated influencer outreach, built-in campaign management. Get content in as little as 14 days. So much better than just finding a random TikTok and hoping it changes the trajectory of your business. They have just released the UGC Playbook 2.0. Go get that at the URL scrolling across the screen. Spoiler alert: Andromeda is a good thing, and the path forward is modular UGC. Say it with me: modular UGC. Go to incense.pro, test drive the platform for free. Many thanks for Incense being part of the show. Now, we must bring Leandro Cabrini in here. He is the founder and CEO of Proppel, and he has been finding and sourcing the very best of Latin American talent for all of e-commerce especially US based and UK based for many years. And we are bringing him in here now to talk about his work with Jones Road Beauty and all of the rest. Everybody, welcome to the show, Leandro Cabrini. We need you, Leandro. Get in here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Leandro, welcome to the show, man. We appreciate you making the time and joining us.
Thank you so much for having me on. It's great to be here.
Yeah, it's good to have you,
Crispy
man.
Mike.
Crispy Mike. The mic sounds wonderful, and
Okay,
I don't know.
Fantastic.
I don't know what hat you're wearing right now. I have also heard, Leandro, that you have like some wine business in your background. Is that true, Leandro?
That is true. Let's start with the hat. The hat is a Cheers hat from. It's a supplement, like an after alcohol supplement aid. I don't know if you've seen it. It's
Nice.
a CPG brand, super cool. One of our clients too, but really good friends too. So highly recommended for anyone who likes to drink a pint or two, like I do.
Likes to drink a pint or two.
Yeah.
Leandro, man, tell us, how did you get into this business of finding incredible talent internationally for American UK based ecom businesses? I will say it is a need, and it's something that everybody over here is always wondering about. Oh, I need an incredible person. Man, I don't know where to find them. Also, my budget's a little tight. I can't afford the guy down the street that I know. Like, where can I find the person that's going to fit the bill for what I need? I mean, how did you get into this?
So let's go back a few years. So when I was born in Argentina, and then I moved to the UK like 11 years ago. So that's kind of my background in terms of like why Latin America. And I was basically doing it for myself. I used to run a performance marketing agency and an Ecomm brand at some point before. So I was kind of doing it for myself because I knew some people, in Argentina that were like great, and in Latin America, that were great. Obviously, budget-wise, was really interesting from that perspective. But also, like the quality of the talent was great. So I kind of did it for myself for a few years, and then I was like, I started getting some of my clients and other agency friends asking me for like help with this, so then I was like, okay, let's just kind of start and see what's up, like let's start it as a kind of like as a side thing,
Yeah.
And then essentially what happened is like after like 3 months of running Proppel as a side thing to the performance marketing agency, like Proppel was making more money than the performance marketing agency.
Whoa!
This is what I need to be doing. This is what I need to do, so yeah, there's nothing, I never worked in a recruitment agency before, but I kind of knew what from a founder perspective, what I would love to see from a candidate and from a recruitment agency. So that's kind of like how it started, and then obviously after that I started, hiring some great recruitment, talent and people with like real, some people, like now we have my VP of people and operations. She's been in recruitment for over 25 years.
Wow.
She's based in the US, like we have all of that experience now. But yeah, it's been 2 years essentially since we launched. And yeah, it's been a very interesting ride, let's say.
That's incredible.
Could you talk to us a little bit about why e-commerce folks should be hiring Latin American talent, and why is it such a need right now? Why is this such an important thing to be working on right now?
Well, I think the main thing is, number one, I would say just expanding your talent pool. At the moment, everyone is looking for leaner teams. This is something I talk about all the time. Like, you don't want to be hiring 100 people. Like, you need like 10, to do really well with an Ecomm brand or something like that. Obviously, at a later stage, you need more. But you can do a lot with 10 people. You don't need a lot, but you need really good people. Now, the problem is that if you start like saying, I'm only going to hire in my city or something like that, obviously that just limits yourself. So I think one thing is obviously expanding your talent pool to get access to the best of the best. So you can hire less people and you can pay them really well, but less people who are doing a lot more than if you had, more people. And then in terms of why Latin America, obviously budget wise, everyone, again, just trying to keep headcount down, but also if you can be more profitable, that means that you can spend more money on ads. You can spend more on like paying better salaries. You can spend more on whatever else you need to be spending on to help your brand growth. So that is kind of like, I think that makes a lot of sense. And then if you can have all of those things with Latin America, you get like the time zone alignment with the US, especially like 99% of our clients are in the US. So it is a lot better than the Philippines, for example, in that sense. And culturally, I think there is a lot of similarities too. So it makes it's a no-brainer for certain positions. There are certain positions that I like to keep domestic, let's say.
All right. Okay.
Certain leadership positions, I think, not because there's no talent in Latin America that does that. In fact, we have placed lots of senior talent and management talent. But I think, it's a mixture of both is what makes your brand. You have a kind of like an edge against the rest, and you can just run. When you're running profitably, everything gets a lot easier. Like you don't need to do things that you don't need to do things that you don't want to do. You can just do whatever is working, whatever you want to do, and everything gets a lot easier. So I think if you can be more profitable, then everything, the business all in itself gets a lot easier.
Leandro,
I totally agree.
I think the point that you made in passing about time zones being aligned, I think this is a big point. I think this is a big point. Man, I'd love you to speak more to this. I think there's a lot of American founders or American department leaders who I think when they think of international talent, maybe they don't necessarily think about Central or South America. They don't think about Latin America. It's just kind of outside of their consciousness, number one. But number two, it's the time zone alignment is a big deal. I'd love you to speak to that. And then I'd also love you to think I'd love you to talk about what positions like people should be thinking about in terms of, because of the time zone alignment, what should they be thinking about going to Proppel, Latin America for, and finding talent rich people there for?
Yeah, definitely. Look, in terms of time zone alignment, I think it's super important if you want to have, like what I always say, like the talent that we find and that we place, they are all looking for full-time jobs, and they are looking to be a part of a team. They are not freelancers looking for a client. If we see that they are kind of like looking for a client, we reject them. We don't like that. And our clients don't like that because they want someone who is part of our team. And I think if you're not aligned in terms of time zones, it's a little bit more difficult to have that connection where you're talking on Slack, all the time, and just getting together for like the calls that you may have during the week and all of that stuff. If you're working in the Philippines, you're working overnight, it is still possible, but obviously it's a little bit more difficult. So I think that's super important, and to become more like, not just like the offshore team, the offshore guys that no one knows who they are. It's like, oh, they are actually part of our team. We have clients that have flown some of the team from Latin America to the US, or they've got together in Central America, some great stuff, and they treat them as part of the team, and that's how you succeed.
Awesome. That's awesome.
So I think that's what's super important.
I'm on your website right now, which is absolutely beautiful. You have over here in your case studies, you've worked with Jones Road, and you saved them over $600,000 per year in salaries across 10 hires. Can you talk us a little bit through about what it was like working with Cody over there and how they actually implemented you guys to be successful? Because that's a big old behemoth of a company. That's a huge company.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Cody is a great guy. He's supported us almost since the beginning, I would say.
Wow.
So it's been great to work with him, and we've helped them with like a lot of creative roles. So a lot of they are working with agencies, and we see this with not only with Jones Road and with other clients too. Like people are they have their own team, and they are also working with some other creative agencies. You have some like 2 or 3, depending on the size, but they are working with a few creative agencies, and then they also have their internal team. So what they can do with that, this is something that I was talking to with another client. It's like they can do a lot of testing in-house, a lot of like quicker kind of faster iterations of different things that you can do yourself. And then you have agencies doing all the stuff, and you have an agency doing this thing, another one doing another thing, and then you do something else. And then that means that you can do a lot of different things at the same time without going crazy with the salaries, and costs and things like that. So with him, it was a lot of creative roles like video editors, graphic designers for like ads, for email. It was also retention talent. We did some email marketing talent, like retention. Well, not only email. It was email and SMS. Like managers that they were like manager level, and then executive assistants, and I think that's
Very
all. Well, we've done lots of things, lots of different roles for him. But yeah, it's been great. Like they've been great to work with, and we've always really liked working with them. So that's great.
That's incredible. That's incredible, Leandro. Now I think that you approach this. I think that you approach this in a different kind of format than other companies like yourself. In my mind, the usual kind of arrangement is like, hey, said company is going to find me X talent, and then I'm going to pay said company probably like 30% of what I am paying that person. I'm going to pay that company like 30% forever, 40% forever. And that like goes to them and through them. But I don't think that's the way you guys do it. Is that right?
No, that's correct. So what I kind of started when I started Proppel, I launched it like that for like 2 weeks. And then I was like, no, this is not good, because I started thinking about it. And I was like, what is really like, what's the best for me? Yeah, recurring revenue is amazing. I get recurring revenue. I charge you 3K per month or whatever you charge. And then I pay 1.5, and then I keep 1.5, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that was great for me. But for the candidate, it wasn't great, because they were getting half the money that I was getting. And then for the client also wasn't great, because it depends on the agency. Not everyone is like this, but some of them, they don't even tell you like how much the candidate is getting. So you pay me 3K, and then you don't know how much the candidate that I place with you pay. Yeah. So I was like, for me, it's not good for the candidate. It's not good for the client. So what is going to be the long-term best solution for us? That's when I kind of switched straight away to like a one-off fee that is a percentage of the annual salary, which is 20%. One-off, you basically pay us for finding the talent, and we have a 3-month guarantee. If anything happens, you have to replace them. We can replace them for 3 months, but it's a one-off fee, and then that's it. You have the relationship directly with the candidate, which makes a lot of sense, I think, because then we've had several candidates that have been promoted, several times at companies, and then if you're paying me 3K, the candidate is mine. Like I'm not gonna. Like, you can't be, if you want to pay more, you have to pay more to me, and then we'll see like how much the other one gets, So yeah, I think that was the decision, just to be like a little bit more transparent and just do what's the best for the client and what's the best for the candidate. If they are happy, we're gonna get more clients, and more candidates. So that's what we want,
I believe you. I love this.
Yeah, I totally agree with this. I think it's so much better for everybody. Could you talk a little bit, because you probably see a lot of hiring data right now, what is the number one kind of role that e-commerce brands are hiring for right now?
Well, with us, it's a lot of video editors and graphic designers. That's kind of like creative roles are very, very popular with us.
Yeah.
What I would say, something that is popular again with brands, we do work with like 50% brands, 50% agencies. So a lot of like Ecomm, performance marketing agencies and things like that. But for brands, something that's super interesting that is been happening, and this is like senior kind of level, like kind of like 4 to 6K salary a month, like this is like a senior candidate in Latin America, but for operations, like operations managers or supply chain managers and things like that. And that was also like one of the roles that I would say, like video editors, graphic designers, everyone knows you can hire in Latin America, but no one is really thinking about those kind of roles. And those roles are super have done really, really well. You get someone for, I wouldn't say a fraction of the cost of in the US, but a lot less than in the US, and someone with already great experience. And that's kind of like a role that's been super popular recently for brands specifically.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that because I agree with you. My mind, when I think about Latin American talent, like what I need, like what could help, of course, like I start thinking about like, oh man, maybe there's like some uber fancy video editor that's down there that I need to dig up. I got to find them, where are they? I would think about creative roles, but this kind of inside operationally crunching numbers, making sure, I mean, that's gotta be super valuable. And it's probably a role in person that people aren't thinking about that much. They're probably just thinking like, oh, I got to find somebody down the street that is already doing this, and then I gotta outbid wherever they are working already. This is something that I think needs to be brought to the forefront of our community more. I find that fascinating, Leandro.
Yeah, I think that's, look, how everything started was like you get a VA for $500, and then that's the role everyone started like thinking about when you think overseas. But then when you start thinking about things, like how much you can do, and when you see it, like we see it all the time, obviously, because we are doing it every day, you can really get some really senior people out there with a lot of 5, 6, 7 years of experience already with US companies. So we're talking about like senior people. And this is where I think a lot of agencies focusing on those kind of more lower end kind of super junior or super kind of, low salaries, they are going to be in trouble. That's why we are kind of like working a lot with like more senior talent, not senior in general, but like from $2,000 a month and above. Like our average salary is around $2.5K a month. So we're we're not talking about like super entry level people, and then from there we go up to like 6-7K a month. So yeah, it's
awesome.
Yeah, you can do some really good stuff if you just need to be creative, start thinking outside the box and say like, what can I do, and then obviously we kind of guide clients and we say like, this is good for Latin America, or maybe this it's better if you hire in the US.
That's incredible.
Absolutely. That is incredible.
Where do people find you right now, Leandro? Because I can only imagine that you are a very sought after person. I mean, you should be. I would guess probably most of your business is just more referrals. People are just saying like, hey, go to Leandro. Like Leandro found incredible people for me. I mean, is that how most of your business comes right now?
Yeah, I would say kind of like 70% of everything we get is like referrals. Then we also get some like inbound, lots of inbound. We don't do any cold outreach or anything like that. We have done some partnerships, with Cody on his newsletter and like a few other people and things like that. But like nothing really, we haven't done too much like cold. Well, no cold outreach or anything like that. So it's more like
it's incredible, man.
Inbound.
That's absolutely incredible.
I love this. I love this story of you just starting doing it because you had a need, and then you're like, I should do this for other people, and then like, actually, this is making me way more money than my agency right now. I better just focus on this, And then flipping the model, and just hey, one time 20%, and then you take them, you pay them directly. They work with you. They're part of your team. I love this. And I love what you're doing. Now, Leandro, are you in Argentina right now, or are you still based there? Where are you based?
No, I am in London, in the UK.
Oh, you're in London.
So I'm in London. I live in London.
So fancy.
I've been here for 11 years. So yeah.
I was gonna say, Leandro, if you were in Argentina, I might just need to just slip on down there and
just hang out.
Just find some. I have heard that number one, the barbecue is incredible. I have heard, which speaks to me because I come from Central Texas. We love barbecue. I've also heard that the pizza is incredible down in Argentina. That's what I've heard. Am I true? Am I correct? Is that true?
Yes, unless you ask my wife, she will say that it's not as good as the pizza here.
Okay.
Wow. Spicy.
The Italian pizza is a little bit more like or European pizza. Let's say it's a little bit like thinner. Let's say.
Yeah, I love it.
So you get like less in Argentina. You get a lot of like more similar to the American style. I think.
cheese,
like
big,
yeah.
lots of cheese, right? I mean,
not
that's
the
what I've
move.
seen. That's what I
Not
want.
the
Big.
move.
I want
want
big.
thin.
Yeah.
No.
No,
I
a
want
thin
big.
pizza is correct. A thin pizza is correct. Let's not get crazy.
I'm
here.
with Leandro. I side with Leandro, and I want big Argentina pizza with lots of cheese on there. That's just
Cheese, ham,
oh,
everything.
gosh.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
I love that.
Anything you
I
want to
love
put,
that.
you just put a lot of stuff. But asado
love
and
it.
like barbecue, you know, in general,
I love
is
that.
the thing. You know?
That's great.
Man,
That's so good.
I'll take it all day, every day. Leandro, man, we love what you're doing. Tell
Absolutely.
everybody where to find you, where to follow you, where to talk with you. If they want to find goated Latin American talent for the business, where do they go? Where do they speak with you?
Perfect. So the main place is our website, which is weareproppel.com. Proppel is with 2 P's in the middle.
Two P's.
Yeah, Proppel. So weareproppel.com. I'm on everywhere like Lea Cabrini, which is kind of like my name. So that's my handle on X, LinkedIn, and Instagram too, and all of these places that we need to post on. And my email is leandro@weareproppel.com. So anyone who needs some help, just drop me an email, and we'll be happy to help you.
Awesome,
Amazing.
man. We appreciate you coming. We look forward to having you back, brother. Thank you, man.
Thank you, guys. Have a nice
Boy.
Totally
insightful.
I totally agree with what he's doing. I mean, he talked about the fact that, you know, the top talent isn't always in your backyard. And I think about that all the time. Imagine you're a guy trying to hire for your D2C brand and you live in Spokane, Washington. There's probably better media buyers, no shade to Spokane, Washington, but you're probably going to have a better shot of finding a good fit outside of Spokane, Washington for a media buyer that fits you.
Yeah. And I think, I mean, the trend is the trend, and net margins are growing thinner. You know, it's just what it is. It's just what it is. Advertising costs go up. And everything's more expensive, generally groceries, gas, all of the things, and what people need on a monthly basis goes up. And so if one can leverage systems and AI and your infrastructure there, along with incredible international talent, then that can be a real solution and a real help going forward. And I love Leandro's point here. These are not just like hired guns. These are people who are becoming members of your team, and I think that's worth taking note of.
Yeah, and are incredible and vetted.
Yeah, incredible, vetted, and experienced.
Yeah.
It's you know, it's not just, hey, I can be a helpful hand. It's, you know, people with several years of experience in what you need and what you're doing right then and there. Very worthwhile. Now we have Will Nitze of IQ Bar coming to us very soon. He will be with us very shortly. Maybe we have time to cover a story before he comes. But before we get to that story and before he comes, let us talk about Northbeam. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are in your ads manager all day, every day, you know the problem. Every platform takes credit and every dashboard tells a little bit of a different story. Meta says this ROAS, TikTok says that conversion's mine, and Shopify says 500K in revenue on 200K in ad spend. Which one's lying? Hard to say, hard to know. Northbeam fixes this, okay, with their own proprietary data, starting from the actual purchase, then rebuilding that customer journey from real orders, real clicks, real ad views, and then pushing that measurement back into the ad platform. So optimization runs on what's actually driving your revenue, not what the platforms assume is driving your revenue. Start measuring today what was previously unmeasurable. Go to northbeam.io, get your demo, book it with them, and start doing what used to be the impossible. Many thanks for Northbeam being part of the show. Now, before Will comes, I just want to show like one collab here, maybe two, but at least one that I'm super excited about, and it is Ghost's collab with YooHoo. Jack, do you have this? Look at this thing. Look at this. Look at this. I wonder, have we covered this before? Have we covered
No.
this before? I feel like this is something we should have already talked about because it's so good looking. It so dramatically fits exactly what I want and what I need. It's taking the nostalgic delights of yesteryear and bringing them into 2026 in a better for you way. Ghost says this is an exclusive first taste you don't want to miss. Be one of the first to cop a sample can of our Ghost protein drink, X Yoo-hoo, multiplied by Yoo-hoo, by entering to secure a can on the Ghost app. Great usage here, by the way.
Great usage here.
Driving app downloads.
Smart.
Secure can on the Ghost app and site where you will be prompted to submit your name, email address, and payment method. Winners on Monday, June 1st. Note, you will not be charged until the raffle is completed, and you'll only pay shipping. You only pay shipping, and you get in on the first can. That is exciting. You get in a first sample. I think this is a great strategy. I'd love to see more CPG interesting. It always feels like all of the innovation always lies with CPG. I'd love to see more of this. I think people need to do this. Tease these delightful collabs and then get away to, can I win just one can? I feel like this is a great tactic.
Yeah, I also think this is a wonderful move for Yoo-hoo, which is trying to kind of jump into that better for you market a little bit here. And they're allowing themselves to still be relevant while also pulling in all of those older customers that have that nostalgia feel to them. We talk about nostalgia a ton on the show. This is exactly that kind of move. And you get 25 grams of protein. The branding's fantastic. You get a wonderful brand behind it in the form of Ghost. You get this great little collab to try to push all of this together. I love this. I think this is going to absolutely be a home run. And I'm talking about smash, smash, smash hit home run. And I'm really excited the way that they actually drove some signups with the app itself. I think that's going to be a great activation. This is just the Ghost team operating at the highest level. I think time and time again, I don't think they get enough kudos for how it operates. Can we talk about a lot of darlings in the space and they kind of just slide under the radar? They've been quietly crushing it for the past like 5 years, like crushing. And like nobody really talks about it.
They've been absolutely crushing.
It's like I'd love to get them on the show. I'd love to talk about everything they're doing. And just the multiple SKUs that they have pushed out and the multiple collaborations. I mean, the Sour Patch Kids. Gold.
So good. So good.
It's just nonstop crush for them. So
it's nonstop crush for them. And here's what I will say. There's only one thing that I would make this better. I love the activation. I love the tactic. Driving signups, download the app, all the things, get you a little taste, a little foretaste of the coming full taste, get in on the launch, all the things. I want this to be electrified with 200 milligrams of caffeine. That's what I want. I want this to be electrified. No. I want Yoo-hoo plus the protein plus the caffeine. That's what I want. I'll
take creatine. I don't want all. I'll take creatine in there.
I want electrified chocolate milk, baby. That is, give me all the protein. Yeah, make me feel good. Better for me. All the things. I want that Yoo-hoo taste with like power and
a kick.
Yeah.
Wow.
Chocolate milk.
That's
chocolate milk with a kick. Think about it. We need to bring the one and only Will Nitze inside of this show, founder and CEO of IQ Bar. I think this whole thing started. I think this launched with a Kickstarter. I think it did. Now he has built a behemoth. We got to get the story. I want to get a little backstory, origin story with him. And then I want to talk about all they're doing. I have to say, I wasn't even aware of everything that they are doing. They are now they're now much more than just an incredibly good tasting bar that you need to have with you all the time. They've gone into drinks, they've gone into coffee. Yeah. I'd like to hear about what else they have in store. We need to bring the one and only Will inside the show. Will, get in here. Get inside the show here. Will Nitze, there he is. There he is. Will, welcome to the show, brother. We appreciate you making the time to join us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Well, I would love if you would back this up a little bit. I kind of hear that you're like Boston-ish, Boston-based. I have a fondness for that part of the country. Is where met my wife. She is from that way up there. But I'd love to get a little backstory on this before we break out into everywhere and all the things that you guys are doing now. How did this whole thing get started, Will?
Sure. Yeah, so I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I was selling software to oil and gas companies right out of college. Knew I didn't want to do the management consulting or iBanking thing, which a lot of my friends did, but still didn't know what I wanted to do. So I did that as by default. Didn't really love it. Was on a plane to and from Houston every week.
Were you really?
Yeah. Spent a lot of time at the Westin downtown. Great lobby.
What a vibe.
Great lobby for building PowerPoint decks.
What a vibe.
Yeah.
Wow.
I can feel that in my core. I can feel that in my core.
You didn't want to stay there forever, Will, is what I'm picking up. You didn't want to stay in that lobby.
But I also didn't know what was better. So I had a terrible diet at the time. I felt bad, mostly cognitively. I was getting headaches. Had to pound like 6 coffees a day.
Oh man.
And I got really obsessed with paleo at the time because that was the one diet that for me resolved everything. I just had more energy. I could think more clearly. And I read a book called Grain Brain, and that really tied it together of like the intersection of nutrition and cognition. And I also always wanted to start my own thing or, do something entrepreneurial. So, I landed on Brain Food. Also, RX Bar had exited in roughly that time. And so it became apparent that you could build a big business in this particular category. And so, all that came together and I became a brain food entrepreneur.
Incredible.
Wow. I mean, Will, you're coming off of a hot trade show last week in Vegas. Can you tell us what that was like? What did you see? What cool, fun things did you see? Why were you there? Can you give us a little inside scoop? We were not in Vegas.
Yeah, only my second time in Vegas. My first time was a bachelor party at the Encore, which is not, NSFW, so I won't get into it. But
hey, it's all right.
But no, it was a good. For more context, we don't do shows really. We were kind of like anti-show. We've never exhibited at Expo West. I had never even gone to Expo West until this year, and I just walked the show. So we're not really a big event company. We did go this year mostly to meet with retail partners. Like that's really why we go. We don't go to. We didn't have a booth, for instance. So we go to meet retail partners, and then go home. But it was a cool show. I appreciated the difference between that and Expo West of like, not giving a fuck on, selling candy, right? Like Expo West is all about functional this, functional that. And there is a good bit of that in sweets and snacks, but there's also just like the let it rip, full sugar, just give me something that tastes great, which I also appreciate.
Absolutely.
Will, I feel like this, brain food, connecting nutrition and cognition. Obviously you timed this thing incredible, bro, because I feel like the zeitgeist has just continually transformed in front of us, with the flipping of the food pyramid. And it just seems like people care now. And, maybe it's just because I came from the 80s. I just remember, in the 90s, we didn't care. We were just sucking down 50-gram, sugar Cokes all the time. I mean, it seems like you've timed this thing so well. Will, how do you grow a CPG brand? I say this because it seems to be one of the hardest things in the world.
Crazy
A
hard.
lot of times D2C just doesn't work. Ads, the margins, it just kind of doesn't work. Now, what's the path for actually growing this thing look like?
Well, number one is pick a good category. So I think like game selection, quote unquote, is far more important than how good you are within any given game. So pick a good category that's just a good category in a vacuum, but also you're uniquely well suited to win within that category for whatever reason. Like an influencer who's, I don't know, relevant to the party scene, putting out an alcohol brand, right? Like that person is uniquely well suited to come out with a product because of who they are, their skill set, their background, etc. And then also just the category has to be good. So Part of that's luck because you don't know exactly how the category will evolve, but bars is a good one because the trade-off you're making with bars is it's very big. It's very, very competitive and cutthroat, and so you're trading off. I know this is going to be a big category and continue to grow and be great forever, but everyone else also knows that, and so it's going to be incredibly competitive the whole way through. It's a trade-off that I would make. So yeah, pick a good category is step one. Step two is this is a little touchy-feely, but just like really understand what the point of the business is. I think a lot of people that's muddled in their brain and like bootstrapping so cool now, quote unquote. And it's like, don't raise money, but then maybe in 2 years, I'm going to realize that was totally the wrong path. And I could have moved 10 times faster if I had just raised $1 million and da, da, da. But like, you can answer all those questions if you just fundamentally say like, okay, I'm building this to exit. I want to exit in this number of years. Here's the rough like water flow of how much I'll have to raise, how much I'll dilute myself and my team, blah, blah, blah. And just like map all that out. That is, I can't underscore how important all that is.
Yeah.
But let's say you're like me and you said, okay, this is, you know, I'm not selling perfume here. This is not 90% margin items. And at the gate, nothing is really good margin. So we're going to need money. And even if we didn't, we should raise money because we can move 10 times faster. So money is another like unsexy, but just frankly, incredibly important thing, especially in the early days. Because like the hardest thing is building $1 million business, and the next hardest is 1 to 2, and then next hardest is 2 to 4. And it actually gets easier to like, we're going to add an absurd amount of revenue this year, but it was easier this year than in year 2 when we were trying to add 2 million in revenue. Right. So, and a big piece, honestly, in the early days is money to make mistakes. And that dovetails into my like third thing of like, how do you grow a big business? The again, unsexy answer is try everything. So let's say you have this bar and you're like, I think this could work D2C. I think it could work retail. I think it could work food service. Some people would be like, do a big analysis and do a SWOT and yada, yada. And it's going to be this channel. It's like, no, don't do any of that. Like try all channels, just try all and collect data. And it will become apparent pretty quickly where you, and by the way, which is the right channel, 1 or 2 channels is a combination again of several things. It's of the form factor, how good you are. Like some people are just really good at TikTok shop or others are really good at retail. Or so your core competencies as an entrepreneur actually heavily bakes into what the right 1 or 2 channels are. But whatever it is, those will identify themselves and then just hammer 1 to 2 channels. Another massive mistake people make is they try to boil the ocean. They try to, you know, they spend just as much time on a 10-store chain as they would on Amazon, even though Amazon, the energy and revenue out ratio is way, way better. Right. So I mean, those are the high level things. We can get into like how it actually played out for us, but those are the big ones.
Will, I have had your bars nonstop. I eat them every single time I go to Costco. My wife and I, now wife, let's go. My wife and I pick up the massive case, and I shove all the other bars. I throw them on the ground because they shouldn't be worthy. You know, I try to get you some good positioning.
No, you don't. I picture it didn't happen, Colin.
So you talk a little bit about your actual revenue, which is super refreshing. You are at 59 million in 2024, and then you basically overshot and doubled in 2025. So where are we at in 2026 now? Because you were just scaling this thing like a beast. Can you dive into that a little bit on the fundamentals of this?
I stopped unveiling, you know, opening the hood completely because I got yelled at.
Totally.
So I won't give you the explicit figures, but yeah, I mean, we're still growing over 50% a year. But yeah, I mean, what you said is true.
That's crazy.
But yeah, I mean, we're put it this way, we're in the multi 9-figure ballpark. So again, though, like, man. Thank you. Yeah, again, it's like Well, it's doing more of the same, which is less entrepreneur. Like your most entrepreneurial phase is like the first like 2-3 years, right? And then once you find those channels that click and SKUs that click and you get smarter on the ops, it's like, how do I supercharge these things that clearly work? And we're kind of in that phase. Although I will say we had a huge innovation this year. We came out with Bites, which is more or less like a half a bar.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's like this whole new world for us. It's fun because it's like a startup within a startup. And that's another thing. Like, can you expand? TAM is always wrong. Your addressable market is always wrong, because there are these things you can do that are not even new categories, but tangential to your main hero category, that are synergistic supply chain wise and operations wise, but meaningfully expand your TAM, right? Because with a bar, like, you just hit a ceiling at some point. Like, there's only so many people that eat bars, and there are so many bars. So cool. How do I keep getting these like giant incremental revenue gains year after year? At some point, you actually have to do more of the same, and then you'll hit a ceiling, and you have to re-innovate to re-expand TAM. And we did that in a big way this year. So that's kind of like the future of the brand.
I thought the Bites, candidly, Will, I did not know that the electrolytes, the coffee, and the Bites existed. And I was looking at it. I was looking at it today. I was like,
yeah,
oh, yeah, well, the Bites make all the sense in the world.
Yeah. I mean, we are first and foremost a protein company, protein bar company specifically. This is another thing that's kind of like conventional wisdom, is like focus. Don't try to be everything to everyone and da da da. And that is true at a high level, but at a lower level, you can sort of divert focus to do things like build bigger baskets online. So hydration and coffee, it's only online. We don't try to push that into retail. We use that as mechanisms to build bigger baskets, bigger average order values. You know, someone might churn on the bars, but then they're obsessed with electrolytes and they come back to the bars, and it just gives you more at-bats digitally. Retail is a totally different ballgame, right? So we're not going to be able to build a bigger basket when like bars are in the bar set and then electrolytes are like 100 yards over there. So it just works better digitally than it does retail wise. So it's like targeted diversion of focus, very intentionally so. But then Bites, it's literally in the same set in retail and digitally. So we're pushing that everywhere.
Love that.
Well, if you would imagine, I'm a 7-figure brand owner. I'm coming to you. I have some product market fit. We're kind of figuring it out. What advice would you give to me? I'm saying, hey, I want to be Will right now. I want to be that guy, but I'm not. I'm just operating 7 figures. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm swimming through the ocean right now. I'm pushing a bunch of creative out there.
Not in Costco yet. You're not in
Costco yet. I'm just swimming my way through the ocean. What should I be doing? What should I be focusing on in 2026?
I would ask the same question I started with was what is the point of your business? Like, maybe the point of the business was make a $2-3 million business and cash flow it because it's a super high margin thing. Maybe you're selling hydration packets or whatever, and like, so you'd be done. You'd be like, don't do anything, keep doing that. Or if the point is, oh, I want to build this to be a 9-figure business that exits to a big strategic, well, I would give you very different advice. And I would, let's say that was the answer. I would say, again, to dovetail with what I said earlier, find 1 or 2 channels that are mega scalable and where the energy and revenue out ratio is extremely favorable. So an example where that wouldn't be the case would be like, let's say, convenience store. The convenience channel is super fragmented. It's like the turns are generally lower than grocery and certainly lower than e-com. You have to stitch together 15 different retailers to build that like 9-figure right? So that I would say, like, don't do that unless you're, pouches or whatever. And like, maybe Amazon for you has a phenomenal, first of all, it's definitely scalable, but second of all, your energy and revenue out ratio might be super, super favorable there too. And so like pick a couple. It might be like food service and Amazon. For us, it's like mass and e-com, Amazon in particular. And then just obsess over those sales channels and growing those, growing within those channels. I mean, there's so many factors. Like another tangent I would say that most people don't focus on enough. You can tell me if you focus enough on this, in your opinion, but it's just like the ops side of it. The true way to scale a business really fast is to get to mass market price points in very big categories.
Yeah.
So most e-com folks are like, I'm a premium item and I'm gonna sell to a premium buyer and da. Though that's cool, but almost zero consumer brands scaled to be giant that way. So the luxury ones did, like LVMH exists, right? And like, and then even within food and bev, like Vital Proteins or whatever, like premium and scaled to be big. But those are the exceptions. The vast majority of really, really big scaled businesses got to value price points and spread everywhere.
Yeah. I think that's such a hard pushback for most founders to hear. And, you know, every founder that has a premium brand just wants to say like, hey, I am LVMH. That doesn't apply to me. And then they're trying to scale and they hit these revenue thresholds. And you're like, well, you got to kind of figure it out, buddy. Like you got to figure out this mass appeal to everything. It's unbelievable. It's such sound advice.
Well, we appreciate you making the time to join us, brother. Before we get you out of here, we're going to see IQ Bar peptides rolling off the factory here anytime soon.
No, I'm very personally interested in them, but no, that sounds like a lot of red tape that I don't want to deal with.
I think so. Well, we will keep buying them as long as they are in Costco, and we appreciate what you do and appreciate you making the time to join us, brother. Look forward to having you back.
Awesome. Blessed.
The one and only.
Behemoth.
Behemoth. And sound advice. I think he is totally correct on you got to pick the game that you want to play. And what do you want to do with this thing? Do you want to cash flow it? Do you want to cash flow it forever, or do you want to scale up an X number of years and have a big exit and then say goodbye? It definitely changes the trajectory and the inputs for how to get there. What outputs you want.
A very smart man once said, "Begin with the end in mind." So if you know where you want to go, you can work backwards to where you want to be now. But if you don't know where you want to go, you're going to kind of just wander around. Oh, this looks cool. Oh, this looks cool. No, I'm building a company that is going to sell for multiple figures to a large XYZ company. I'm going to sell them there. That changes the whole conversation to I run a 7-figure company that cash flows a big chunk of change into my pocket every single year. And I go to Hawaii for like 5 months a year. Those are two different guys, by the way. Those are two different guys. So you have to know who you are.
Who originally said begin with the end in mind? Because I like that quote. Where does that come from?
I think Jesus said that.
Maybe he did.
Yeah.
But as we move forward to our lightning round, ladies and gentlemen, let us talk about Rocked After Sell. You know, most D2C brands, they are obsessing over the next new customer, as they should be. But the real lever is making more money from the orders that you are already getting. If you're doing 5,000 orders a month and you can add $3 to $4 to each one of those without touching your ads, wouldn't that be worth it? Yeah, it would. That is what brands like Olakai, Cozy Earth, Groove Life are already doing with Rocked After Sale every day, adding post-purchase upsells and downsells from cart through the thank you page, and even adding an extra 30, 50 cents just by showing offers from Disney Plus and the like. It's high margin revenue straight to your bottom line. No hit to LTV. No impact on your conversion. You can be live within minutes. It is a true no-brainer. Go to aftersale.com/offers. Get in and make more out of the orders you are already getting and what you have already built. Many thanks for Rocked After Sale being part of the show. Now, lightning round here. More meta layoffs. It's like, golly, how many of these we're going to do, man? I believe that you called this. You said more layoffs were coming. This comes to us by way of Polymarket. Just in, Meta reportedly plans to lay off 1,395 employees in King County, Washington in July, May, June, July. So we got a couple more months here. hate to see this. I don't, especially with Meta. I don't want to see any more layoffs. I want to make sure that that ad product is going up into the right. Of course, we want all of these people to have salary and be able to make a living. I hate to see this.
My inside sources were giving me this one for
source
says this might be my last. This might be the last one for a little bit, but I mean, at this point, is there going to be 6 people working at Meta? I mean, what is going on here? It's kind of crazy that if you were to say this number, imagine you said this number in 2020. You know what I mean? You were like, hey, by the way, Meta is going to be laying off 2,000 people. And you said that in 2020. You're like, whoa, are they going out of business? Like, what's going on here? It's like, no, this is just, they've done this 6 times this year. It's like totally fine. It's kind of crazy what has happened with that entire company this year. It is not bullish whatsoever for me to think that they are headed in the right direction, because I think there's so much capital windfall that is happening from unwinding the disaster that was the metaverse. The amount of capital that they have basically burned and set on fire to try to make the metaverse happen was insane. Like life-changing upon life-changing money. And now they have to unwind that, whole can of worms. But then they realize, whoa, we have way too many people here for this. We thought this metaverse thing was going to crush. We should have just been focused on consumer e-commerce brands.
I think so.
Yeah. Wouldn't that have been nice?
I think, hey, let's focus. Let's focus on consumer brands. Let's focus on e-commerce. That's where all the money comes from anyway. I'm a big fan of that. Is it really all from the metaverse? I don't know. I guess Mark feels that they got to get lean and build for the future. But I think they're making plenty of money. Anyway, I hate to see it. Yeah. And hope all of these people end up in incredible places. I'll specifically say ChatGPT needs some advertising help. They need their ad fix. So OpenAI, I think there's some new people becoming available that you should talk to very quickly. Second story here of the lightning round: historic restaurants. Restaurants at historic landmarks. I think this is incredible. And I want to see more of this. I think it's a great idea, too, to put your franchise inside a historic landmark. You kind of are ruining it a little bit, but at the same time, probably get a little more foot traffic that way. This first commercial bank in the world, the Medici Bank, opened in this building in 1397. It is a Zara store now. Now people are saying hey, the Medici Bank didn't open here, it was here at a later point. But you get the point. Okay. Medici Bank originally in this building. It is a Zara now. Probably a little more foot traffic this way, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. But I still think this is absolutely horrible for the original look. It's like it's like that quote where it's like, look at what they did to my boy. Look at how they massacred him. My boy. It's like, yeah, you guys want to, I think the 16th Chapel is available. You guys just want to turn that into an Arby's? It's like, yeah, let's do that.
There are some things that one would think should stay,
hopefully, yeah, hopefully. Oh, what are we doing with the Coliseum these days? Let's just turn that into the next UFC spot. Let's do it.
Yeah. Actually, the White House lawn is turning into a UFC fight. There's this next one here is a Chipotle inside of where Thomas Paine wrote Common Sense.
Doesn't that hurt you a little bit?
A little bit.
That kind of hurts me.
It hurts a little bit. It's nothing sacred.
Yeah.
You do kind of wish this was preserved for U.S. history, but at the same time, kind of cool. If I'm hungry, I can go inside and get a burrito.
It should at least be, I'll say this, it should at least be a mom and pop single location store. It shouldn't be a chain. It should be one single location. That should have been a bookstore. That should have been a single bookstore owned by a guy named Marty. And then the fun fact of the day is hey, did you know that Thomas Paine actually wrote Common Sense here? and then the bookstore is called like Common Sense Books. You know what I mean? Like,
I think the city or the state should probably like make some kind of like little museum area. You know, I don't know. Maybe you just make them all historic, you know, but then you got to get into like who owns this and can they make any money off of it? I don't know. Kind of an interesting thought experiment. This last one,
oh my God.
This is a Burger King in Nuremberg that was a Nazi power station and still has the outline of a Reichsadler on the outside. I assume that the Reichsadler is like the eagle. I really don't know.
Yeah.
But you look there, you can kind of see like the Nazi eagle. This is a Burger King inside of an old school Nazi power station. This exists. This is in Nuremberg.
That's bananas. That's absolutely bananas.
It's crazy, right? This is like, you know, if we lived in the Star Wars universe, this is like one of the, it's like the Death Star, like becoming you know, becoming a Burger King or something.
Yeah, they should potentially tear this one down. They should probably tear this one down.
I should.
Yeah.
Burger King still doing charbroiled burgers out of the Nazi power station. Very interesting. Last story of the lightning round here. Robinhood. Please introduce this, sir. I know nothing about this. I know nothing about what is going on. Jack, bring this up. Colin, please introduce what is going on here.
This is bananas and potentially scary. So Robinhood announces new AI agents. So Robinhood just got into agentic agents for trading and credit card spending. The credit card agent can scan prices, monitor availability, and make purchases automatically based on the user's instructions while still earning the 3% cash back. So the great example, they give the example here of, you know, in buying sneakers below a set price, booking hard to get restaurant reservations, small business order lists, or purchasing high rated Amazon items within a budget. And so you're kind of like agentically giving your purchasing ability out into an agent.
A robot. Yeah.
This better work perfectly, because if this doesn't work perfectly, this could be an absolute nightmare scenario. It's pretty bananas.
That's it's interesting. I guess it's like kind of like purchasing orders. Like, hey, you know, the way you would put in an order on a stock. Hey, buy this if it, you know, hits this dollar amount. You can do the same for your sneakers. Very interesting. Robinhood officially enters the agentic era. Agentic trading will use a separate account. Agentic credit card lets an AI agent spend through a dedicated virtual Robinhood Gold card. Really excited for this. In an agentic world, so many financial decisions can be automated or prompted to be done in a way that can help someone legitimately trade or just make better decisions around their spending habits. Does this like apply to like Facebook Marketplace? You know, I wonder where all this applies. Like, can it negotiate for me on Facebook Marketplace?
Yeah. Well, an interesting thing too is like there's that agentic trading. So that's going to use a separate account. So you could kind of get crazy with this. And we've already seen early inclinations of AI trading because of Claude Mythos, and they publicly published the fact that that is just destroying everybody. And so,
Colin, something happened with your mic. We lost you, but there you are. Are you back with us?
Back.
I think we lost him.
I'm back.
No,
I'm back.
I don't know. I don't know if you are. I don't know if you are.
Back.
Are you back?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think we need to take him out and recalibrate.
I'm here,
Jack. Are you? No, you're a little laggy. You're a little laggy, my friend. You are. I think we need to take you out and bring you back. Jack, let's bring Colin out, take him completely out of the show, bring him back in, and then we'll recalibrate there. Thank you. Okay. As we move forward here, we have Tal Bar-Or coming to us. He is founder and CEO of Altina. They have created AI hearing eyewear. AI hearing eyewear. It does exist. He is coming to us very soon. I believe he is here. But before he comes to us, ladies and gentlemen, let us talk about Axon by AppLovin. If you are running a D2C brand and you're not on Axon yet, you are leaving money on the table. Axon gets you in front of more than 1 billion new customers inside the games everyone loves to play, like Mahjong, Candy Crush, Solitaire, all of these. More people play mobile games than you think. These are mainstream household decision makers, okay? And the unlock is the format. Average ad watch time is 35 seconds, which is so much better than what you get inside of the scroll on the various places that you are already buying ads. And it converts. 80% of purchases happen within an hour of the click. I myself helped a friend of mine that I was consulting with save Q4. Okay, we saved Q4 when Meta's tripping by getting ad spend away and investing into Axon, and resurrected the entire quarter by doing so. You go in less than an hour, you can scale up to 100K per day in less than a week. Wayfair, Dr. Squatch, your favorite brands are there. Get in now before your competitors do. Go to axon.ai/en/ecom cowboy. Go to that URL, tell them Colin I sent you. Many thanks for Axon being part of the show. Now, Colin, you are back. And we have to welcome inside of this show right now a man who is doing something very unique. I would say only a few people, actually, I don't know anyone who has done what he is doing. There may only be a couple of products like on planet Earth that exist like this. He has created AI hearing eyewear. Okay. This is akin to hearing aids, but I think it comes and hits in a way that actually helps a significant more amount of people, because there's so many people who need auditory help that do not get it because of various factors related to hearing aids. He is founder and CEO of Altina. We must welcome inside of this show, Tal Bar-Or. Get in here, Tal. Let's go. Whoa, Tal. Something going on with the microphone there, Tal.
Just switch your input, Tal.
Oh, I don't know.
Switch.
What it is. Oof. I'm not sure.
Do you hear me? Let me get this.
No, this kind of sounds like Darth Vader.
It does. Darth Vader vibe.
Okay, Jack, let's bring Tal out. And then we will recalibrate and we'll try to bring him back in. Tal, do your best. Calibrate what's going on there with the interwebs. It happens. This is the nature of live shows. Sometimes one must recalibrate what is going on with their technology. And I believe he is available now. Let's try bringing him back in here. Jack, let's bring Tal back in here. Everybody, welcome to the show. Tal Bar-Or. Tal, talk to us.
Do you hear me now?
Yes.
That feels good.
Let's go. Let's go, Tal. Tal.
I tried using my AirPods like you guys recommended, and turns out it's better with my soundbar.
That was my fault. I personally sent that email, and it's my fault, Tal. We appreciate you making the time to join us, brother. I have to say, Tal, we connected when we were talking about this. Actually, there was this other company who had created like a $20 hearing aid, and then we entered into the same conversation there, and we connected. Man, I find what you guys are doing with AI hearing eyewear, I find this to be so unique. Tal, can you just back up and give us some origin story on yourself, wearables and Altina? Can you give us a little backstory here?
Yeah, absolutely. So I started out my career as a mechanical engineer, did all sorts of wearables, did a head-mounted display for helicopter pilots, did a brain stimulation headset for athletes at a neurotech startup. So a lot of head-worn devices. Then moved more into the glasses space, was at Magic Leap back when I was in business school, then was later on at Amazon working on the smart glasses there. So definitely seen a huge range of wearables and smart glasses, and generally, a lot of times they don't look so great, and there's a reason that you walk around, New York, any city today, and you don't really see that many people wearing smart glasses out there, and kind of figured out that it's both on the style side, but also on the use case side, and found out about how few people are actually wearing hearing aids. So it's actually less than 20% of people with hearing loss are using hearing aids. And even if you give them the highest end hearing aids, like, $7,000 hearing aid, like people still are not going to wear it because of the stigma, because of the comfort. And realize that with glasses, then there's an opportunity with how a lot of technology has been improving in the glasses space, in the smart glasses space, we'd be able to do both glasses that look great and fix this, really tough problem for a lot of people. So then decided to leave Amazon and go full-time in Altina about 2 years ago.
Wow. I mean, this is absolutely incredible what you're doing. I had a very long conversation with a friend over the weekend he's a neurosurgeon, and right now he's doing a test in his lab for basically the link between hearing loss and the development of Alzheimer's, and they're very correlated.
Yep.
Are you going to be pushing pretty aggressively into that? Because what you just displayed is the fact that there's this stigma with hearing aids, but there isn't the stigma with glasses, which I find absolutely fascinating.
Yep. Yeah. So certainly, there's been a lot of this research recently showing that as people recede from social life, because their hearing doesn't allow them to be at restaurants or in family gatherings, then dementia creeps in earlier. And so it's certainly something that I know the broader hearing industry is definitely driving that point home. And I think we're certainly going to be leaning into that as well. I mean, I think it's a broader industry trend, but I think for us, really, we're positioning it as hearing enhancement, as something that'll improve your hearing. Nobody wants to feel like they're deficient in any way. And we're very much aiming to lead with the style side first, and then go there.
I find this interesting and compelling, Tal, this thesis about style removes stigma. I find this compelling, and it feels to me like let's say you cited the data there out of everybody that has probably needs hearing aids or has some auditory loss. Like only like 20% of those people are going to get a hearing aid. The other people, even they get them, they won't wear them. I feel like something like this that you guys have developed and now come out of stealth with, I feel like it allows you to reach that 80%, like the majority of the market there. I'll even say, like, for myself, sometimes I feel like, brother, I only hear about half of the things my wife says, and I'm just like kind of making up. I'm just like guessing,
Yep.
But if I had some glasses on my face that could help me discern and like get it inside of my ears, that would help. I mean, do you feel like this positions you to capture the majority of people with auditory problems?
Yeah, I mean, 100%. I mean, that's spot on. We see a much bigger opportunity from where the current hearing aid market is at. Then there's so much untapped potential with just people who don't even maybe know that they have any hearing loss. They're just like, oh, it's hard to hear in a restaurant, right? Well, like, guess what? It's probably means there's some mild hearing loss there. And so, but nobody wants to go get tested or go to an audiologist. I mean, and this is something that we had this shift in the last couple of years, that there actually is a regulation shift where you could sell hearing aids over the counter as a couple of years ago. And so now you can just buy them at a regular store or buy them online. And so that's another thing that from the classic why now comes into play with us here as well, with this regulatory shift that allows us to sell what is hearing aid medical device, but positioned very, very differently.
That's interesting.
Could you talk to us a little bit about the design? Because I think what sets you apart from basically every other consumer product right now is how beautifully these are designed. If anyone is listening and hasn't had a chance to go onto the website, I highly recommend you go onto the website because it's also absolutely gorgeous. Could you talk us through that design process? Because that's a whole different kind of hat to wear other than just a business owner.
Yeah, 100%. So I went really deep into the design. I'm a glasses wearer for most of my life, and definitely went in to conferences in all corners of the world, in Japan, in Italy, just getting to know every bit of the eyewear industry. And really worked from where eyewear sits today, the sizing, and then try to fit the smallest amount of electronics in from there. So that's why, like, the glasses I'm wearing, they have electronics in them. No, they're smart glasses on the market, look just like a regular pair, like these do.
Those are the glasses.
Yeah, this is it. Yeah, you can see it.
Incredible. You would have no idea.
We got the speakers over here. We got the mics down there.
Incredible.
Yeah, you can see it right there. You can see the Cubits and Altina logos. Yeah,
Wow.
it's right there. So, and yeah, and I think much of the industry, you end up having people looking at the electronics and then figuring out how to put it on your face, and then the results come that way. And then we really went in on what our glasses sizing look like, what styles work with like a temple this, of this size, and make sure everything really looks balanced in a way like traditional eyewear does. And so we're made 100% from acetate. So this is what high-end eyewear is made from. There's a company called Kelly that is the most well-known and best of acetate. This material comes from either Italy with Kelly, or there's some Japanese companies that have really high quality acetate as well. So with our first collection, we're going with this Italian acetate, and nobody else has done that I'm aware of with acetate in the temples like this. So it really allows us to do a huge variety of colors and styles. So really the same potential that you have in traditional eyewear from a style perspective, we're able to do here.
Fascinating.
I love it. They look so fantastic, and they look nothing like the meta current VR. You're the complete opposite of that.
Yeah, exactly. And for us, it's very important that we're really focused on conversation, on being in the moment. And I mean, certainly I feel like a lot of what we've seen, the big tech approach to smart glasses, where there's cameras there and all this, data collection and whatnot for big tech reasons that, that make people feel a little bit uncomfortable. And so with what we're doing, I mean, there's none of that, right? I mean, we're focused on enhancing your hearing. There's no cameras in your face. It looks just like a traditional pair. Nobody's going to know you're wearing anything with electronics inside. And so we really want to focus on that in-person communication, and then not have anybody worry that you're capturing things for social media or whatnot. It's really about that in-person connection.
Tell me this. I mean, what is AI hearing enhancement? Like, what is it? Like, I beautifully designed. I totally makes sense. Like form factor, like why this is better, why it's going to help you reach the majority of people with auditory problems. But like, walk me through. Like, what is this thing? Like, what is it doing? Is it speakers on the side, or what is AI enhancement hearing? What's it look like?
Yeah, so what it means is we actually have an AI chip, or two AI chips, one on each side, where what they do is they separate speech from noise. And so what happens with traditional hearing aids, they take in all the sound around you. They might do some beamforming that focuses maybe on the person in front of you. They figure out what like speech sound frequencies are and what you could hear and not hear as well. And then they just amplify accordingly. But that means like when you're in a restaurant, there is all the background chatter is all speech, right? So what happens, and you hear this often with people that wear traditional hearing aids, is everything just gets louder. And then they're like, I don't need this, like everything is just loud. What we're able to do with the AI chip we have built in is there's a small model running there that is figures out what's the speech that you're listening to, and then what's all that background noise. And so we just amplify that speech. This is something that is also technology from the last couple of years that's been possible because you need to do it with very low latency. I mean, with hearing aids, it needs to be under 10 milliseconds for you to not perceive an echo between the sound coming in, the processing, and then the amplification. And so it all happens very, very quickly.
Fascinating.
I mean, this just happened to me this weekend where I was in a restaurant. It was way too crowded. We were in a party of 12 plus people. You're trying to hear all of these people, and sometimes you just can't hear the folks that are like a little too far down. I love this. I just joined your wait list about 5 seconds ago.
Perfect.
When are you going live with these bad boys? When are we going to hit this thing?
So we haven't announced yet, but yeah, first step is to sign up on the wait list, and then we will let you know.
That's amazing. I love that.
I am joined right now.
Let's go.
I too. Oh, it says something went wrong. Okay, I need to fix it. Okay, I need to work on my pop-up input skills.
Come on, Chris.
Tell me this. you know, how much do we think these things are gonna, you know, run?
Yeah.
I mean, any thought about?
So also, we haven't announced yet, but yeah, sign up for the wait list. Yeah, certainly it'll cost less than a traditional pair of hearing aids. That's $5,000 a pair. So hearing aids are typically very pricey, and so yeah, we'll be below that, but more details to come.
Man, that's so exciting, man. Well, to me, this like opens up like it's like a totally new way to solve an age-old problem and do it with, you know, developing technology that's here and now and available in 2026, and actually fundamentally makes people's lives better. That's incredible, man. It's incredible. We're excited. We're excited to hear more. Love that you can reach more people, larger TAM, all of the things. Plus, they make you look good while you can
make you look slick.
Make you look slick.
Make you look cool.
Well, I can show you some of the other
please.
Other styles here.
Let's see.
So, you know, I'll put them on for you so you can see. So there's this one right here.
Ooh,
So this one of our investors, you know, picked out this style. We have another one. We have this one right here.
There we go. I like those.
And another one of our investors. This one was his pick. Let's see. This one is one in tortoise, so you can see it's
love that. Absolute favorite right there.
So this one too, you can see a little bit of the electronics inside. So it's some people, you know, initially we were like, do people want to see the electronics inside or not? And it turns out a lot of people really like that look. You know, that kind of like the old like N64 controller.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's. We're planning to have, you know, both ones where the electronics are totally hidden and solid acetate, solid color, as well as ones where, yeah, you can kind of see a glimpse of the electronics for those.
So Chris just saw Devil Wears Prada for the first time last night. I could see Stanley Tucci being the perfect influencer for you guys.
Stanley Tucci
and just be a home run influencer, a super stylish guy. He's getting older. Hey, he's getting a little bit older.
Oh yeah, my
crusher.
Yeah, my dad's actually been sending me photos of him in his glasses, and he's like, "Yeah, he should be our influencer." So this is literally my family group chat. So
there we go. Great minds think alike. Well, Tal, we have got to have you back whenever things are live and there's more to reveal. Can we do something like that, Tal?
Yeah, happy to. I mean, certainly there's lots more to announce in the future, so definitely just the beginning.
Incredible, man. Incredible. Well, we love what you're doing, love the problems that you're solving, and we can't wait for it to be live on the interwebs for us all to buy. We appreciate what you're doing. Look forward to having you back, brother.
Sounds great. Thanks for having me.
Very
unique. Incredible. I mean,
very unique.
I'm gonna be so honest. I want a pair for myself. Like,
yeah,
I feel like I'm just getting older, and I'm just like, I ran into that situation this past weekend where we're at a dinner with 12 people, and you're just like not really hearing the person down, and you're like, all right, well, I guess I won't talk to them. I guess I'll just talk right here.
That is such is life. Such is life. You know. Yeah, I will definitely take some. I will say, you know. It's a little young to be losing the hearing, Colin. It's a little young to be losing the hearing. I think you're ready for a pair already.
Yeah, I want a pair already to get ahead of it. That's what you got to do. You got to get ahead of things.
Yeah, I will definitely take a pair. Very fitting, and we look forward to them coming to market. Before we go to our first watch and react, Jack, I'm moving backward. Let us go and talk about Seguno, ladies and gentlemen. Seguno is the only marketing suite that lives entirely inside of Shopify. What's that mean, Chris? It means your emails, your pop-ups, your banners, your reviews. It's all there. Or you already work and play every day, and you don't have to seed away your trust to big email, which is going to overinflate your attribution on your email. With Seguno, your Shopify data is your email data. This is why Seguno is email 3.0. Now, Seguno was built for lean teams with big aspirations. One-click automations, actual humans that can help you. Go and get the advanced Shopify segmentation playbook that is scrolling across the screen. Get it at that URL. If you talk with Seguno, you test drive the platform for free. Tell them that Colin and I sent you. They will extend your free trial to 30 days. Many thanks for Seguno being part of the show. Now, watch and react here. AppLovin is ripping. AppLovin is ripping in every way. Ripping in every way, not only on incrementality studies, okay, came to us by way of CTC. We've got to watch and react here. We're going to watch it for about a minute. But also beyond this, the AppLovin stock is ripping because of some incredible news that hit the timeline yesterday. Now, this should be teed up. We are going to watch this for about a minute. Let's see, Jack, if I hit the timing right. Play this for us and let's see what happens here.
When we talked last, our average incrementality test score for AppLovin was around like 140, 150%, right? Which is super strong. And those tests were actually, partially on universal and partially on prospecting. So super strong results, even though it's still going after those retention and retargeting audiences. So it was my hypothesis before we ran any incrementality for discovery that we would see, higher results from that because we're purely prospecting.
This episode of the e-commerce.
Okay, let's stop it here, Jack. So that was not the right, that was not the right quote, but we'll take it. We'll take it. He gives us the point. Later on in the video, the incrementality sits at about 198%. So very positive when focusing on their totally prospecting net new customers on AppLovin's new campaign style that has been developed here over the past weeks and months. Very positive. Okay. And outside of that, because of some good news that hit the timeline here yesterday, which I love for you to hit, Colin, the stock is ripping as well. Tell us about this.
Yeah. So AppLovin stock is up 11% today. It's up 25% on the month, which is absolutely bananas. Basically because there is a research paper that published that Meta is now unlikely to bid on non-IDFA traffic. So what is non-IDFA traffic? It's iOS users with limited ad tracking. So Apple iOS users with limited ad tracking. So now it means that all of those users are now open for AppLovin to just strategically bid on. If Meta is not going to be bidding on them, it's a whole new ocean for them to just bid on net new people. And so it's a whole new audience that just opened up. So this is absolutely fantastic news for AppLovin. And I mean, the stock is just ripping.
Well, I'll be honest, I really don't know what that means, but I'd love to get into it more. I'd love to talk about it more. I'd actually like we need to have one of our friends over at Axon or AppLovin come and talk with us about it. Because I find it fascinating. I'd love to understand it thoroughly, and I definitely do not yet. But I hope to. I think it's good signs, and I'll also just say I never speak from a stock investor, portfolio point of view. It's just not my expertise, but from an operator point of view, AppLovin up and to the right here for it. Yeah. Now, as we move forward to our next watch and react, ladies and gentlemen, let us talk about the one and only universal ads. If your growth is plateauing on search and social channels, it's time to rethink TV and time to rethink it very seriously. Universal ads makes it simple for DC brands to get going with TV campaigns that are designed for performance without the usual mystery surrounding TV. UA gets you access to both premium streaming and linear inventory, okay, both in the same place, and you're reaching net new target audiences that aren't in the same convoluted feed where everybody else is already spending their money. No hidden markups or fees, so all of your dollars go to the ad buying specifically. It goes to your media, your dollars work harder for you, and campaign management and setup is easy. It's just like search and social. It's TV designed for performance marketers. Go to universalads.com, sign up, use the code UA Cowboy, you get $1,500 in matched ad credits. Work with Universal Ads. TV is so back. Actually, in some cases, it's like also like 8 times cheaper than what you're paying on Meta. Go to Universal Ads. Work with them today. Many thanks for them being part of the show. Next, I think you are going to like this watch and react. I selected this for you particularly.
Okay. Hit me.
We're going to watch for a minute. We're going to watch for a minute, Jack. No. We can't play it. We can't play it, Jack. We cannot play it yet. We cannot play it. We're ruining the surprise. We got to bring it back to the start. Okay, we don't need sound. But actually, give us sound. Give us sound. I want people to hear this. This comes to us by way of Shannon Jean. This is your ideal customer profile. If you are reselling shoes or if you're selling shoes in general, look at what is happening in this lady's closet. We will watch and react and talk about it afterward. Play, Jack, please. Look at this thing. Look at that. Now, I know what you're thinking. You think it's over. You think it's over, and it's not.
No,
it's definitely not over. Okay, for those who can't hear, she's got several closets that are just going up. I mean, up and up and up. It's like 3 layers deep. Okay. All right, we can stop it here. We can stop it here, Jack. 3 layers deep. 3 layers deep.
Yeah.
Rob is dream.
This is Rob's dream. I mean, this is his exact dream of all of these shoes. I think there's some crazy statistic where Celine Dion has like 30,000 pairs of shoes, and she has a conveyor belt and then a computer. Celine Dion shoes.
Oh, kind of like Clueless. Kind of like the Clueless scene, that old movie where they could just kind of like meld an outfit together.
She has 10,000 pairs of shoes.
Wow, that's a
crazy.
Shoes.
And she's got a conveyor belt in her house, and she's got like a little iPad thing, and she just kind of goes like, boop, and then it just shoots and serves over the shoe.
That's wild.
That's a different level, dude. We're not there yet. We're not there yet.
Well, I'm not there. We're
gonna get there.
I definitely don't want 10,000 shoes. I mean, that makes me
Yeah.
tired. That makes me tired. Yeah. I want like 10 shoes max. I don't want more than 10 shoes.
Yeah, same. I would hate that.
10,000 sounds like a burden. That sounds like a burden. I'm trying to think about like what would I use a closet like that for? I don't know.
Oh,
but interesting to say the least. And it does exist. And if you're selling shoes on the interwebs, these are the kind of people you want to find. People with custom closets that have 3 layers deep that can go up. They can motorize them up so that they can reach the depth of the shoes that they need for their outfit of choice. Very significant.
How much do you think that closet costs?
Oh gosh, got to be like $10,000, right?
I was thinking 30 grand.
No, you think so?
Yeah, a motorized closet. There's 3 levels.
I mean, it's like a car.
It's basically it has a motor.
That's I don't want to pay 30. I don't want to pay 30K for motorized.
Plus, it's got to go into the foundation of your house somehow.
Golly, paying as much for a closet as a car would be kind of crazy. Definitely not on that. I'm definitely not on that socioeconomic level. I don't
think those people are paying $30,000 for their car. I can promise you that.
Yeah, probably not. Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably at least 5 or 6 times that. Well, as we move forward to the best of the rest and our moment of zen for the day, ladies and gentlemen, let us talk about PostScript. Focus is an amazing thing, is it not? Yes, it is. When you focus, you get outsized results, and that's what you get with PostScript, who only does SMS ever and always up and to the right. I know your SMS tool, whatever you work with now, they do about 6 or 7 or 8 things all together. But when people make the switch to PostScript, who only does SMS, there is a reason they see a plus 22% increase in SMS revenue on average. I didn't see that. I saw a whole lot more. We went from making very little money on SMS to being a top 1% account on the entire platform inside of a year. And the reason that we did that is I just did what they said. Okay. And what they are saying right now is that there's a ton of money you are leaving on the table when your customers text you back. Go get the conversation report, direct-to-consumer.co/the conversation report. You're going to get all the data. PostScript's AI shopper can have one-to-one conversations with all of your brands at scale brand voice appropriate, brand knowledge appropriate, all of the things. It's one of the most natural integrations in e-commerce for AI. Postscript is doing it, and they're going to make you a whole lot of money. Nate Lagos was just on the show. He turned it on day one. They made an extra $17,000 from the AI shopper, and he forgot that he was even on. Go talk with Postscript. Tell him Colin and I sent you. Many thanks for Postscript being part of the show. Now, as we wrap up, Shopify and Perplexity, most definitely a thing. I believe we called this. I believe we talked about this. I thought that this was already here and among us, and now, but officially, Harley is tweeting it and making it known for everyone on the interwebs. He has this to say: whichever agent a merchant prefers, Shopify will be there. Today, we're adding Perplexity.ai to this list. Chat and Claude and their connector apps were already a part of this ecosystem before. I still do think, although I have not played with it, I still think Perplexity Computer is very compelling. Your thoughts on this?
I mean, it's absolutely incredible. It's the correct move for Shopify to be doing right now. And it just shows the fact that they are in the forefront of everything. Look at how beautiful this is.
It's gorgeous.
It blows my mind how easy it is to go from zero to business in such a short amount of time period. And this is only bringing that so much, tighter of a window down. I mean, imagine how much easier it would have been if we had this when we were launching stuff. I mean, it would have been such an easier time than just, pulling our hair out, worried about the way that things were cropped and trying to come up with different images. I mean, it's just, the kids don't know how much easier they have it these days.
One-man brand, baby. And doesn't mean that our days of launching physical widgets upon the interwebs are over. I may be able to sweet talk you back into starting a brand. I may.
Yeah.
I can be persuasive. I can be persuasive, and maybe fitting, maybe time. Who knows? Maybe not now, but maybe next month. We'll see. We've got a lot to do, and we've got a show to be here for every day and in every way for you to cover what is happening on the bleeding edge of the interwebs, upon which all of our livelihoods depend here in e-commerce and in internet entrepreneurship. Next, Tom Brady is in Austin, Texas, and I know this fires you up. That's why I wanted to cover it. Of course, you're a huge Brady fan, and every time that he beat the Ravens, huge fan, I know. TB12 is in Austin, Texas. And for those who don't know, Tom Brady has a store, Card Vault. Yeah. Have you heard of Card Vault?
Yeah, I actually am a huge Tom Brady fan. I think he's just an absolute gamer. I love the fact that he was picked 199 and then just becomes the greatest football player of all time.
Right.
Absolutely incredible. I mean, he's just on a tear right now. He's getting really into the content game. I've been following him closely. He's been pushing out a lot of YouTube long form right now, and been collabing with some really interesting fitness influencers in the space, specifically about his card collection and what he's doing. He is an avid card collector, and then he has pushed this brand on top of it, along with his acquisition of Noble as well. He is really becoming an e-commerce behemoth.
Actually?
Really? Yeah, you didn't think I'd show up and know about Tom Brady, and you're like, wait, this guy's cooking. My bad.
Well, yeah. We welcome new e-commerce founder Tom Brady.
Well, TB12.
Yeah, we welcome TB12 to the show. I find this interesting. Retail, e-com. I mean, it's hot. People trade it. They buy it. They buy and sell. They do it like stocks. They trade it like stocks. Cards like stocks. I find this very interesting. And new Card Vault here in Austin, Texas. I want to go. I would imagine he's opening these things up everywhere. Do you know where he's going next? You know where these exist?
No, because he's got a lot he's doing. So he is like part owner of the Raiders now. So he's part owner of the Raiders. He's part owner and I think majority owner of Noble Clothing now. He also has TB12. So he has all of the sports supplement stuff. He's also owner of the card stores. He also has the trading cards. He is, I would say, no longer a athlete. and has just fully pivoted into, I'm going to be a behemoth.
He's a behemoth.
I think he's going to be easily a multi-billionaire very shortly here.
Okay, he is card vaults in Soho, St. Louis, Foxborough, Massachusetts. Makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah,
Sacramento, SF, Minnesota, Bloomington, Minnesota, Mall of America, Las Vegas, Foxwoods, Connecticut. Didn't even know that place existed. Chicago, Dallas, East Hampton. I think we're at 10 now. East Rutherford, New Jersey. Say what's up to Eli for us. Boston, Massachusetts, Brooklyn, and Austin now. It's 14. Incredible.
Wow.
Man, opening up like hotcakes. Well, good on them. And interested to follow that and see what happens. Last on Best of the Rest, then we'll end with Moment of Zen here. I just wanted to highlight this. Show us the graphic, Jack. Just scroll down and show us the graphic. You have stated several times, America 250. More of us need to get behind it. More brands should, as a marketing moment in their calendar. This is a proposal on the timeline that I thought was interesting. A Lewis and Clark monument in the style of the Lord of the Rings. And the massive statues in the Lord of the Rings. At what point in the Lord of the Rings was this? I'm not sure. I cannot say.
This was in the Twin Towers.
Amaranth.
Yeah.
Amaranth. In the style of J.R.R. Tolkien's Amaranth, as popularized by the early 2000s movies. I don't remember Amaranth, but apparently it existed in the Tolkien sphere. And let's make our own version on the Mississippi River and make it Lewis and Clark. Now, I think that would be an incredible marketing moment to create and find yourself associated with in some way. I just find this interesting. I don't know exactly what it has to do other than find a way to sneak your way into participating in a big piece of America's calendar for the year, America 250, July 4th.
I love it. I think it's so cool. I mean, it would cost a metric boatload of money. We can talk about it later on maybe tomorrow's show. But J. Crew is leaning heavily into America 250 and vintage and the vintage vibes. And I think there's gonna be a lot of money for them as a result.
Well, as we wrap up our day here, Moment of Zen, I'd like you to bring this up, Jack. And I do want to watch this sound on for a little bit, because I think Colin, it'll really bless Colin. Tagline here is, it's time to get more aggressive with your life. And let's just play this for Colin a little bit, and then we'll give him the last word. Sound on. Play this for us. So you got to get aggressive with life. I love this guy. I love his character. He's doing this in the middle of Tokyo. You know you love this. You know you love this guy. Moment of Zen for today.
That's insane.
The closing words for you. One shot Doherty. Colin, one shot Doherty.
You should be life maxing. Let's go.
Time to life max. Thank you for joining us today. Many thanks to everyone who joined us. Tao of Altina, how they are innovating with AI enhanced hearing eyewear. Very interesting. A big thank you to Will of IQ Bar for joining us and laying down some sauce, some entrepreneurial life lessons of where one should go depending on where they want to be. And also many thanks to Leandro Cabrini, talking about sourcing incredible Latin American talent and making e-commerce and digital entrepreneurship possible. Many thanks to Northbeam, Incense, Seguno, Postscript, Rocked, Aftersale, Axon by App11, Proxima, and Universal Ads. Thanks for joining us. We will be here tomorrow. We'll see you on the other side.